Hey, what's up, guys? All right, it is Wednesday, October 20th, and one thing, of course, I'm traveling right now to my next destination, so I figure what better than to talk about a couple tricks of the trade when traveling. Now, the one thing I really want to talk about actually is as you're going through the process, if you do find yourself doing a lot of different, like a lot of air travel, um, and especially when you're trying to lose weight, one thing that can really throw us off mentally is of course water retention. And many of you might notice that shortly after you take a long plane trip, usually for the next 2 to 3 days, you notice a lot of bloating, and you don't know why. I mean, especially like first of all, especially like when you're going through like a long plane trip. Just at the end of the flight, your ankles are swollen, your feet are swollen, and that's just being sedentary for a long period of time. Keep in mind as you're going through this, your all the pooling of the fluid down in your lower extremities. That's we're talking about lymphatic fluid, and the lymphatic system. It doesn't have any pumps, so it actually relies on muscle contraction to pump that fluid up and out. And essentially, the lymphatic system, it's a bunch of one-way valves that actually flow upward. So as the muscles contract, it pumps the fluid upward and out of those lower extremities. But when we're sitting on a flight, a lot of that fluid can drain down, and so you notice all that swelling. But then, of course, for the next 2 to 3 days, you're bloated and you don't know why. Well, here, check it out. When you're flying, they pump all the moisture out of the air. It's completely gone. So we don't realize it when we're flying, but sure enough, we're really dehydrated. That's why it's so important before your flight and during your flight, drink so much water. In fact, I'll get two of these. These are 24-ounce water bottles here. I'll drink two of these each and every flight because I got to tell you, you have to stay hydrated on these flights. And so, and of course, it really comes down to why do we bloat afterward? Well, when we dehydrate ourselves, our body's really smart, and it knows when our body gets dehydrated, it throws the hormonal balance. It throws it off, and so what does our body do? Is it turns around and tries to retain water for a couple of days because it says, "Hey, if there's no water available, I'm going to hang on to it." So that's why it's so important that before and during the flight, you're drinking a lot of water. Now, of course, if you do, of course, I'm going to recommend that you sit on the aisle because you're going to be hitting the restroom a few times during the flight. But at the same time, it's so well worth it because you're not going to bloat for the next 2 to 3 days, especially on the weight loss journey. That can really affect you when you step on the scale, and and it's disgruntling because you might be putting in the work, but you're not seeing the results. But you got to keep in mind, it's not body fat; it's just water retention. So as you're going through it, just drink a lot of water, especially for those travelers out there. All right, guys. Until next time, keep up the great work. See ya.